It's Friday the 29th of August 2025. Welcome along to the channel The Fifth Guardian. I'm your host, Tony Hunt, where today I'll be player of games. Right t-shirt today. But as always, it's not my story. It's not your story. Today's story is all about competing in multiple series within Real Racing 3 Update 13.6, and this is part 2 of that mini-series. Okay, so let's get the game on screen. Let's get some audio. So I guess what I'm going to try to do going forward is make sure that I've got at least 4 series to race in, and that's excluding the online multiplayer tournament, which I will be doing tonight, and the weekly time trial, which I will also be doing tonight. So the other 4 series that I've got to race in, 2 are in the exclusive series, Mazda and the Aston Martin. If we go to the Pro AM, I've actually got 2 series in here, the classic Nissan collection and the Giulietta Jam. So that's 4 already. We've also got, having won the showcase car in this release, we've also got the Race for Glory series, and the plan is to be racing all 3 cars. Mr. Saint enters the chat on the YouTube side and says, hello, it's been a while. Well, welcome back. Good to see you again. Good to see you again. Right, okay, where do we start? Let's start. Do you know what? Let's start with motorsports, because that's like a bonus area. A Race for Glory, 35%. Touch and go if I get to 50%, but if I do, I get 15 gold. Let's just work left to right and try and use the cars strategically. I think that's the word. So we've got 190, 211, 225. So I suppose it does depend. Do you know what? Let's use the Altera, because it is sticking out like a sore thumb in terms of speed. 168. Now I decided just to give it a go, because I reckon this car can ease whatever the track it is. I think it's just one of the East or West circuits. I can't remember which one this is, rather than the full Grand Prix circuit. But watch me be proven completely and utterly wrong in a minute. Oh, there we go. Now I think this car has got the speed to get to 170 miles per hour before the finish line. There we go. Quite easy. It's the first of the evening. Druba Dutter says, hello, Guardian. Hello to you too. Something weird happened last night on YouTube. So the stream basically just ended. So my streaming software carried on running and carried on recording. So I do have the full show, so to speak, or the full stream. But YouTube just literally closed off my stream before I'd actually finished. Which is a bit weird. Never seen that before, but I was watching a couple of other streamers much larger than myself, and they were having YouTube trouble as well. So I think there must have been something going on at the YouTube back end, but that's the first time I've ever experienced that. No issues my side, and it said, yeah, stream ended. I went, what? Did I click a button by accident? Not at all. So hopefully they've sorted those problems out and we don't experience that again. Okay, so there we go. 37%, speed record completed. Left in tier 8, we've got the Cup. It's 4 laps. It's the club circuit of Circuit of Americas. I'm going to use the BMW. Ooh. Will that work? No idea. But let's give it a go. Oh, obviously it's not going to work. Although that being said, I've worked myself up to 13th position. It's the club circuit, so I probably want to be on the inside to this corner. Get overtaken a few cars there into 10th. Make that 9th. Get a few more at this corner, I reckon. There you go. Into 5th. I can see 4th, 3rd and 2nd, but 1st has steamed off down the down the road. So it might be another tournament or another race where I don't get 1st place. Giulietta says, also you were right, Guardian. Okay. I'm intrigued. You've got me intrigued. He says, football is painful. Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's just full of prima donnas nowadays. In my humble opinion. I've got to read this. You've got me interested. Football is painful. Imagine Man United is losing a team from 4th division. Oh, right, you're about. Well, to be fair, when that team was the best in the Premier League, that used to happen in the League Cup. Yeah, that team, Man United, have a history of doing that, so that's no surprise. It's only painful if you want them to win. It's probably quite joyous if you don't. And I say that having been a lifelong Man United fan, but I just don't care about them anymore. Don't let me dad say that, I'd be well upset. See, there we go, we're in 2nd place, but it might take us a bit, or indeed might not even happen to get 1st. Keed07 has literally bolted out the stables and has disappeared into the sunset. I wonder which car he's driving. You know what? I'm not out of it. Am I catching him? Oh, yes I am. Oh, it's over. There we go. 2nd again. Hey. Nevertheless, $12,100 added to my tally. The car still has durability. My word, we've only used half its durability, so it's going to be available for a couple more races. All right, we'll take that. So here we go, another showcase that's not a showcase, or is not labelled a showcase. Just says Race for Glory Tier 9 Speed Snap. Oh, you can only select the Nissan Z GT4. Surely that's a showcase. Oh, they don't have showcases on motorsports, do they not? Feels like one, looks like one, just isn't named one. So, Speed Snap in the showcase tier for the Nissan Z GT4. Now, I will say this, a lot of people are staying quiet about this release, so I'm smelling a rat. I wonder if there might be some flash sales this weekend. And I wonder if the McLaren might be among them. I think that's dirty if they do that. And the reason why I say that is people that are part of the EA program, of which I am not, haven't released any videos. And I'm going, that doesn't seem right. That doesn't seem right. Something's going on here. But, you know, that's how it is. Right, okay. So 40%. I reckon 5 more races and we'll have this at 50%. So next, head-to-head. It's not the full Grand Prix circuit. Oh, and it's at night. Oh, why? Why have a night race when you've literally got no lights? Anyway, we are in the lead, so I'm not going to complain too much. Oh, I was in the lead. I'm in the lead again. I just realised there's a little issue. I'll sort that out in a minute. Hold the corner, so he has to go around the outside. There we go. Ah, there we go, that's it. Another first. Boom. We are still streaming, yes we are, good. Whew. I'm going to have to keep an eye on that tonight, because might be a little bit dodgy. Druba Dutter says, what's your prediction for the Zandvoort Grand Prix? Well, my prediction is it will happen and a Formula 1 driver will win. I'd say McLaren. I think I've actually not seen the I've seen the results for the first session. I haven't seen the results for the second session, but I think Lando Norris will be on target. I think that's what I think. But who knows? Who knows? I mean, if it's Zandvoort, that's Holland, isn't it? So, you know, Max might get a little bit of a boost from the crowd. Although, you know, because they're wearing orange, McLaren might go, that's for us, not for Max. It's one of those things. We'll see. Right, okay, 41%. Next in Tier 9, also known as the Nissan Z GT4 Showcase tier, is the Mount Panorama Cup, and it's 3 laps. All right. So the reason for doing this first is, one, obviously we've just won the car, so we'll show it off today. And 2, it's a good way of warming up before I start doing some serious racing. Because there's some serious potential goal to be had today and Monday. Okay, we are already in 3rd. Yeah, that's second. So we can overtake him on the inside. No is the answer to that question. Did I say no? I meant to say yes. There we go. Bit nervous tonight about the stream. Seems like it got flattened yesterday. Fortunately, it didn't end until after I'd won the car. And do you know what? It was weird. So part 1, I was stressing and struggling. And part 2, I flew through it. Weird. Absolutely weird. Anyway, there we go. We're in first. We're 100 yards ahead of second, sorry. 2 yards to go. What is going on with me? 2 laps to go. Thinking ahead in my brain, and then I'm speaking the words that are currently in my brain at the time. What a strange human being I am. 2 laps to go. First, 200 and a bit yards ahead. Let's bring this home. Let's complete Tier 9, also known as the Nissan Z GT4 Showcase. Oh, but motorsports don't have showcases. Oh yes, we're flying now. Yee, there we go. 300 yards ahead. Oh. Always when I look at the chat do I crash. So a little bit of a joke going on in the chat. Drew Badutter says, the chat is quiet today. Where is Ozil? And then as if by magic, Ozil turns up. Ozil says, today no notification man. Well, that's not me. That is YouTube. I think YouTube are having all sorts of problems at this moment in time. They killed my stream yesterday. But hey, there you go. So Ozil says, yeah, Drew Bay. Oh, right, okay. Says, yeah, Druber. Anyway, he's here. Ozil's here. So the chat won't be quiet anymore. Although I might choose to pick and choose when I read them. Because I obviously can't read chats when I'm driving, because I just crashed the car. There's a good example of what not to do in real life. Bear in mind, this is just a game. Oh, you see, there you go again. It's just a game, so it doesn't matter. But don't do it in real life. It's very important. Full concentration and focus. And here endeth the public announcement. Right, back to gaming. Final lap. I'm in first. 300 yards ahead of second. Let's bring this home. Right, 500 yards ahead of second. Oh yeah. There we go. I do like this track, Mount Panorama. And do you know what? It's perfectly suited to this type of car. I'm not going to service the car even if it does need servicing, because there is a time trial I can use this car for, and it's just a case of getting round it, not setting the fastest lap. There we go. And Ozil said yes. Yesterday's stream ended midstream. I know. Well, it didn't end midstream. It was more of a case it ended before it had finished. I think you've got 1 hour 15 minutes, but the stream should have lasted an hour and a half. So you lost the last 15 minutes. I mean, I can put it up if you want. So let me know in the chat if you want me to just to put it up. I'll put it up as a weekend stream. It won't obviously be live. It'll just be a recording. But I can put that up for you. Otherwise, you can visit my other channel on the Rumble channel, on the Rumble side, and the full video is up there. Let me know in the chat. Ozil says, no one likes a dead chat, so I am just keeping it alive. Well done, you. Drew Badutter says, bye, Guardian. Taking early leave today. Tomorrow I have a competition. We'll be there in the next stream. Well, okay. See you Monday then. Enjoy tomorrow and enjoy your weekend. Slim says, yo back, Slim. Welcome along. Right. Yeah, it's definitely quiet, so I reckon notifications haven't gone out. Never mind. We'll just carry on racing. We'll put it up there and people can watch it in their leisure over the weekend. Plenty of racing to be doing. Let's not service the car. Let's leave it there. Ooh. So 43%. Let's have a look at tier 11. There is an endurance. Let's have a look at which car is better suited. So what are we on? 43%. 43%. Yeah. Let's do the BMW. Let's see how we get on. 7.2 miles to beat. I think I can do this. I think we're going to get to 50%. But let's find out. Oh, I think I might have accidentally turned down my volume. 1 second. There we go. Might be a bit loud now. There we go. Probably has no impact on you guys, but it does on me. That was deafening. I couldn't hear myself think, never mind speak. And that just doesn't do. Lord Night Moon enters the chat and says hello. Hello, welcome along. Good to see you again. Now, if there is anyone watching and you haven't subscribed on YouTube, please look to do so. I'm only, at the time of saying this, 9 subscribers away from hitting 500, which I think is pretty impressive for someone that literally plays one game and records roller coasters. Okay, we're into 6. Let's get that foot down. Got to get to 7 miles, so I reckon we've got to get round at least 2.5 times. We have got 3 cars ahead of us though. That's 1. But still got 3 cars ahead of us. Here we go, into 5th. 3.5 miles on the scoreboard. The car overtaken. We're doing alright. 4 miles on the scoreboard. 3 cars I can see ahead. Oh, we should be alright here. There we go. Into fourth. Into third. 5 miles on the scoreboard. 2 laps just about to be done. Need to get over 7 miles. Should be possible. 60 seconds on the clock as well. This can be another benefit of winning a car early. It usually means there are less big scorers in any of the races, in any of the tiers in the series that winning the car opens up, which does mean if you are playing online, it's a lot easier to win each of those races. The longer you leave it, the more people that have played, including some of the big shots, and therefore, like for example endurance here, I only need to get to 7.1 to win. Give it a couple of weeks and that'll be up to 10 miles at the very least. There we go, first. 25 seconds left. Looks like I'll get 3 laps round. Won't get a whole 4th lap, but we'll get some of it. Might as well just carry on going and then possibly service this car when it needs servicing. Eight and a half miles. So I'm not going to get 10 miles, but I reckon I can get 9 miles. There we go. Maybe even 9.5. Slim says, I have like 5 series to do, but I don't have the motivation to do them. Well, it is a Friday. I understand that. I do feel like that sometimes, like, ugh, I just want to chill. But, yeah, I understand that. Ozil says, my daily gold ad was remaining, so I completed it before reset today. I earned 70 gold, by the way, close to 1400 gold. Oh, well done. That's excellent. Well done indeed. Slim says, is this a new series in GT4? Yes, with the new car, with the McLaren Artura GT4, which I won yesterday. Now, the series was already open because I've got 2 of the cars in the series, but yesterday I did win the Artura GT4. It wasn't cheap. It was painful. Although, to be fair, yesterday wasn't painful, but Wednesday was. Part 1 was. Part 2 was quite enjoyable. Cabello Modesani says, one of my favourite cars to drive. Greetings, brother. Well, hello. Happy that I'm driving your favourite car. That's very good. So I like to see. That's why I like mixing it up with racing lots of different cars. There's always going to be people out there likes different cars, so I'm glad we picked the one that you like. Virtual Medical Doctor Ayaka says, hello, how are you? I am very well, thank you very much. And we are closing in on 50%, which is a bonus because I didn't expect to get to 50%. So, let's do elimination. Let's use, here we go, the new car. Now, look at this. This is weird. I'm not going to do anything, but this is weird. McLaren Artura GT4. Let's have a look at the paint. I'm not going to spend any money. But look, there's only one official colour. That can't be right for a McLaren. That doesn't feel right. No. Where's the orange? Oh well. There you go. Right, let's give it a go. Let's give it a go. Slim says, I got 6 now to do. Well, that's good. That's good. Something to keep you busy in your free moments. Oh, look at this car fly. Look at that. It is, I'll tell you what, this car is a good car to drive, but that, as I said, that event, especially part 1, that was torturous. You'd think part 2 would be have the bigger numbers in terms of watch, but it doesn't. People just like seeing me suffer. Whereas obviously part 2 with the final 3 goals, they weren't easy, but they were my sort of goals. It was literally get your foot down, stay on track and win. I can do that. I can do that. Right, so we are indeed first. 4 cars left in the battle. 500, no, 800 yards ahead. Blimey, what a car. But I mean, again, only because it's got such a high PR against the other cars in the field. We are still quite early on in this particular series. We're not even at 50% after all. Oh, mistake. Okay, we're on podium. Just need to make sure I finish first and not third. No chance of third. There we go. That should do it. I might take my foot off the gas now. Sorry, take my finger off the screen. My mistake. There we go. First. Slim says, God give me strength. Oh dear. Well, I hope he does. Just focus the mind and work your way through it. Anyway, there we go. That's elimination first. Cars still got durability. So I think we are looking good for 50%. Interesting. Not going to do it just yet. So I'm at 47%. So first off, I'll do the time trial for the Nissan Z GT4. So again, in this series, all cars have been of use, and I've raced all 3 cars, and all 3 cars will have been taken through the paces and then put into servicing. And for their troubles, I've earned 15 gold. Hopefully, fingers crossed. A little bit cheeky skid there. Nowhere near going off track though, so it's not a problem. Boom. No first position, but it is marked as completed. All right. Building those M dollars back up at 3.3 million M dollars already. I can service the car now. Look at that. That car takes 4 hours 35 minutes. The other 2 are 3 hours only. How bizarre. 49%. So here we go. Hitting, fingers crossed, 50% with a 4 laps of Circuit de Catalunya with the McLaren Artura GT4. It is only the national circuit, so it's a slightly shorter circuit, but that's fine. Let's get this done. Massey Edge Gamer says, hello everyone. Hello, welcome along. Thank you for watching. Thank you for saying hello in the chat and saying hello to everyone. It's very nice of you. Thank you. Oh, slightly off there. Oh, well, I'm up into 6. So Slim says, by the way, this car won the Nürburgring 24 hours in GT4 class. Alright. Do you mean this one or do you mean the Nissan Z? But either way, that's impressive. I'm kind of hoping this is, I tell you what, this is a nice car to drive. It's just that event was horrible. Look at that, we're in first. Boom. I'll tell you what though, they need a different default colour. Can't say I'm a fan of white. And Slim confirms, it says yes, the Artura, very good. Yep, well I'm not surprised. It's in terms of this game, it's quicker than all the other GT4s in the game. I mean, I'm sure at some point, I mean maybe GT4 is a class in its own right, but this car is so much more superior to all the others. It's not even close. Oh. But it is also very expensive. So that if there's so what goes for this car? It's a nice car to drive, nice and balanced. What goes against it? The event is horrible and the car is expensive. Oh. And you know what? We're flying through the laps. This is already lap 3 and we're catching back markers. That is just mental. There we go. That is lap 3 completed. 1 more lap to go. Oh, I might have messed up there. Oh. Use the grass to slow me down. Little tip there, if you do brake too late, you can always use the grass to slow you down. It's not pretty, but it works. Or the other trick I have is smashing into the back of another car. Use them as brakes. Probably shouldn't be saying stuff like that in terms of recent accidents that have happened. But obviously I'm just talking about the game. God, blimey. There we go, that's a first. And that's that series done for today. It will be back, hopefully, on Monday. I'm going to not do any racing in this series off screen. I'm going to do it all on stream. So I don't think I'll get to 75% on Monday, but we'll move it on. There we go, confirmation of first place. Tier 12 unlocked. 50% achieved. $15 gold. Jeremy, my boy, enters the chat. Welcome along. And Slim says, yeah, it's almost as fast as the GT3s. Yeah, you got me thinking now. Well, it's faster than that, but overall its PR scores a lot less. So yeah. Yeah, I mean, again, look at the GT3s. 80 PR just about on average in the game, that is. And I'm sure, obviously, I'm sure it's the same in real life as well. Yeah, they're quite beefy cars. The Achara is almost halfway between a proper GT4 and a GT3, I'd say. But that was fun. I enjoyed driving that car. And lo and behold, we've now taken motorsports back up to 64%. Might be able to move that on a little bit more. Maybe. Not sure. Confident I can move road collection on. So let's go into road collection. In fact, before we do that, let's have a look at what we got. We've got Porsche Test Track on road circuit long. Let's do a little bit of online multiplayer tournament. Have been pretty rubbish at this, but let's see how we get on. Let's do the Apollo again. We're straight in for a race. Might be a case if you do one or two and then back off, which again, I've said that's a good strategy before. Just do one or two races, or even just one. I normally find the first race is gives you the best results. Oh dear. Hey. Right, I am in first. I might just do one and leave it there, because hopefully I'll get 100 points, and that should mean probably jumping from 4 gold to 6 gold. Alright, there we go. That is one lap done. We're in the lead. Realised to brake just a little bit earlier that time. Okay. There we go. And that is a first. Feel like I'm on form today. Feel like I'm on form. Okay, so we're waiting. Oh no, apparently they've all finished now. So we're just verifying the results. There we go. Definitely got first. 124 rating points. That's what I'm talking about. Going to exit. There you go. 6 gold. That's what I wanted. Might be able to get a bit more, but I'm not going to be greedy tonight. I'm going to say, yep, that's good. 6 gold is the min. Hopefully we'll have a race on Monday and improve that. Right, what we're doing next. I'm not going to do the weekly time trial yet because I just did use the what they're called, drive tokens, aren't they? I just used the drive token. So there's only 2. And apparently the best car is the Nissan GTR LM Nismo. So I do need to give that a good go, shall we say. Although, to be fair, I'm not doing too bad. I'm in C, as always. Well within C, with the car that's not best of type. It's just a shame I haven't got the Nismo fully upgraded. That's the problem. Right, so we'll go to Road Collection next, and we're going to go to Pro Am. And again, there's a possibility of getting some more gold here. So the classic Nissan collection stands at 98%. Got the opportunity of completing the final cup, which will earn me 21 gold. Slim says, I think I got this wrong. The Achura won a different class, faster class than GT4. That does make sense. That does make sense. As I say, it feels like an intermediate between GT4 and GT3. As I said, in terms of they've plonked it in GT4, but it's way better than all the other cars, in my humble opinion. Not that I'm an expert on such stuff. Right. So, Tier 20 Cup National Circuit around the Circuit of the Americas with the Nissan 300 ZX Z32. This will be a change in pace. Because this car's a little bit slow. But you know what? The problem with this car is you make a mistake, it's actually more costly if you go off track. So you do need to be accurate. And you'll notice my strategy's changed. Because I'm going down the inside. Figured that might happen. There would be a gap. And I really do need to kick on. So I'm already in 10th, so we're doing okay. But obviously I do need to get first. The thing about Circuit Americas, always plenty of overtaking opportunities. Even with a car that slides a little bit all over the place. There we go, up into 6, almost. There we go, 5th. Just a case of picking them off one by one, I think. But you do need, I do find, with the cars with really low PR, you do have to be accurate. You've got to stay on track. It's not as forgiving with these cars. It zaps the speed, and obviously acceleration on these cars are normally quite poor, relatively speaking. There we go, into 3rd. It is looking good for the win. Into 2nd. Oh yeah. And Slim says, yep, I've just checked on Google. Fair enough. Other search engines are available, of course. Oh, there we go. Into 1st. Yes. Alright, there we go. That is lap 2, almost done. Ahead by 200 yards. This to complete the series. Do you know what? It's good to race some of these older cars. It's quite fun. They are actually quite tricky to drive, but once you get the hang of them, they're alright. Now, before, I've always said slower cars are more forgiving on errors, and they are in terms of sort of braking lane, because you've got a little bit more recovery time. But where they're not forgiving is if you go off track, because obviously your car slows down considerably, and these cars just don't have the acceleration. Don't think that's going to be a problem for me today with this car, because we have just completed 3 out of 4 laps. We're on the last lap and 500 yards ahead of second. So Ozil says, I am finally replaced by Slim. Good luck. Well, you can both chat, it's fine. It's always good when there's loads of people chatting. Sometimes that does mean I struggle, and sometimes I miss comments, but that's fine also. And sometimes you end up chatting amongst yourselves, which is fine as well. Oh. There we go, there we go. 600 yards ahead, coming into the final part of the last lap. More gold coming my way. I feel like a pirate. I have a shed load of pieces of 8. There we go, even overtaking back markers there. There we go. There we go, that is a 6-minute race with one of the lower PR cars in the game. But another series completed, which does mean I'm going to have to find a couple more series, because it'll be this one and one of the exclusive series. But I'll talk about that towards the end of the stream, what I'm going to have a go at next. Now apparently the car doesn't need servicing, but I may service it just to get it ready in case it ever needs using again. Because you just never know, do you? 21 gold, some $R as well. Fabulous. There we go. Right, let's service the car just to make sure. There you go. Confirm. Does that car need servicing? No. What about this one? No. There we go. Another series at 100%. So in Pro-Am, we are at 99%, and I think it's just this final series, Giulietta Jam, left to do. Now this will be around for a couple of goes. So what do I start with? Let's start with Circuit of the Americas. It's the national circuit. Oh, the car looks like I might even need to apply an upgrade to do Silverstone. I'm tempted just to apply the cheapest upgrade because it will need gold. But we'll worry about that on Monday I think today what I'll do, let's have a look at what we got to do. Oh, Daytona, Hockenheimring, and National Circuit. Right, so we'll do the National Circuit at Circuit of the Americas. Bit of a common theme. Another 4-lap race, and then I'll do one of the earlier races. Guardian, will you be doing the Absolute Speed event? Is that one of the... let's have a look. Is that one of these? Short answer to that question, yes. Long answer to that question, one moment. Let's have a look. When does it come out exactly? Ah, right, okay. So, yes, I will be doing it. I may bring out a video on the day that it's released to say to everybody, hold off doing this event. Don't do this event. Because I can't remember the dates now. Let's have a think. Let's go to upgrade sales. Let's have a look. Oh, I might already have them open. No. Yeah, we do. Let's have a look. Yeah, week commencing the 23rd of September is when the car has a discount. So I think, so that other people don't go ahead and do it, I think what I will do is hold off doing that event. So I might release a video on Sunday saying, please don't do this event, hold off doing this event until the 23rd. And then I'll also probably put some signs in down here, basically warning people not to start that event until the 23rd. And then that week, commencing the 23rd, when the sales are on, bearing in mind I've already got the car and I've already got it fully upgraded, I'll do the event. Ozil says, you will do it when it unlocks, right? We will do it on the 23rd. I probably won't do that because I can imagine some people then trying to start it by accident. So I'm going to do my best to hold off doing it as if I don't own the car, and obviously put warnings up saying please don't start this event. That's the plan. That's the plan. But yes, I will be doing it. I will just hold off doing it until the 23rd. Right. Oh. Back to racing. Oh, I see. Right. I see what Ozil's on about now when he says he's been replaced. You're on about the top fans thing within YouTube. Yeah, that is just weird. Yeah. But hey, enjoy yourselves. Is that why you all talk too much? You all want to be number one. All right, so Ozil says, however, if you do it earlier, we would get a good idea of how to complete it. Maybe. And Slim says, I remember getting the Absolute with 3 upgrades like 2,000 years ago. And Mr. Saint says, it is possible with 0 upgrades the previous time. So I will be doing it on the day of release. And Mr. Saint laughs. Well, yeah, it's a good point. That is a good point. I just don't... You are correct. It is apparently an easier event to win. But I don't want people starting it and then applying upgrades when they haven't got discounts. But what you're saying is a good point. If people want visibility of how to complete it, I'll have a think about it. I'll have a think about it on when to do it. I might do it on, say, the Thursday or the Friday before the 23rd. That might be a way of getting around that issue. Anyway, let's get on to racing. So we've got 4 laps around the National Circuit of the Americas. It's the same track as I've just done, but a completely different car. And I'll tell you what, I like the sound on this car. Now this time, I feel a little bit more confident in this car. I am going to go round the outside on the first corner. Oh, somebody blocked me off there. Not to worry, I don't see it being a problem. As I said, Circuit America, plenty of overtaking opportunities. There we go, already up to 10th, 9th, 8th, 7th, 6th. Oh, there we go, 6th. Second lap, 3 laps to go, 3 cars to overtake. My kind of odds. There we go. I will say this, I do like this car. I've been liking a lot of the cars recently. Oh yes. Ooh. There we go. Had a quick look inside, might have a longer look as we go down the straight. Again, these older cars, it's interesting, when I first started playing this game many years ago, I did have the racing setup for the cockpit view, and the cockpit view is so much better than some of these older cars because you do see the full windscreen and you do get to see the mirrors as well. So your peripheral vision, although it's not perfect, it's a lot better in some of the older cars. Look, I can see both mirrors. I can almost see the whole screen is windscreen. Whereas a lot of the newer cars, they have very long and narrow windscreens. And so on this game, it looks horrible when you're in cockpit view. But that's just my view, my opinion. I'm saying it's not like that in real life, but it is like that in the game. Look at this, we're in first. 200 yards ahead of second. Round. That corner there. This won't be a 6-minute race. Should be a lot quicker than the previous car. Its PR is twice the amount. There we go, 1 minute 22. Still not exactly brilliant, to be fair. It's enjoyable. There we go, last lap. We're in first, 500 yards ahead of second. Here we go. Last bit of the lap, hopefully. Another first. Storming today. Catching back markers as well. There we go. Boom. So Mr. Saint says, I did it with 0 upgrades the previous time, so I will be doing it on the day of release. I'm pretty sure I read that. Ozil says, people aren't that stupid to start event with just viewing you to do it. Well, I'm not saying people are stupid, but sometimes people do that. And I have had people do that and they complain to me. So Ozil says, I hope they are. Well, they're not, but people do complain when I do something and they say, well, I shouldn't have done it then. Mr. Saint says, oh, please read my comment again. Why, did I read it wrong? Mr. Saint says, Kota is among the top 3 overtaking circuits. Oh, Circuit of Americas is among the top 3 overtaking circuits, unlike Daytona, where you are very highly likely to rage quit. So, Daytona, let me tell you about Daytona. So, the problem with Daytona is it goes from a long straight, 2 long straights, because it has the little dink in it, which are very hard to overtake on because everybody's got the foot to the floor, to having very tight corners, which, you know, obviously that bit, it's a little bit easy to overtake on. But I do agree, Daytona is probably one of my least favourite tracks in the game. It's very hard to overtake on, and I would put it only above the barrier tracks. So the barrier tracks are basically the Formula E tracks, which are crap. And the Formula E tracks are rubbish because, again, you've got long straights followed by 180 turns, which are horrible. And Melbourne. I'm not a big fan of Melbourne. Whereas, obviously, Circuit of the Americas used to be my favourite track. It's been overtaken by Sebring now. I really do like Sebring. Once you get your head around how Sebring works, it's pretty good fun. Slim says, in the Yaris rally car, you can see both mirrors in the cockpit view. Again, it's a rally car. So being a rally car, the windscreen is bigger. I do think most of the hypercars, because of how low down they are, and obviously they've got a sharper angle in terms of the windscreen, and where the mirrors are, which is all the way out, so you never see them, in the same way you can't see my hands at the moment. Yeah, so I gave up on cockpit view a long time ago. But I would agree, there are some cars in this game where the cockpit view does work, but they are now few and far between, because as you've seen, typically they add hypercars or the equivalent of hypercars into the game. You don't add older cars into the game at the moment. Colleen says, Monaco has humbled me. Okay, very good. Slim says, I like Melbourne. Well, it's not that I'd put Melbourne above the Formula E tracks. That's as far as I'll go. The problem I find with Melbourne is you can't help but smash into everybody. And so it feels more like stock car racing when you're doing Melbourne. But that's probably down to my lack of skill. Speaking of Daytona, I can either do that or I could do Hockenheimring. I'm really tempted to do the Hockenheimring because I'm not a fan of Daytona. So, the car technically needs upgrading, but it needs upgrading to do the final cup. But I'm in a mood at this moment. Am I in a mood? Because I'm thinking also of doing some other upgrades. I don't want to upgrade today, this particular car, because I might have to spend money elsewhere. is my train of thought. So let's see if I can get first this time. I seem to be having a good day. I don't think I've lost a race up to this point. So let's see how we get on. Might go off track. There you go. It's not racing, but you know, sometimes they give us non-racing, so I feel like I'm owed a little bit of grace there. Right, so we're into 11. You know, again, speaking of Daytona, it's a bit weird because Daytona I don't like. I absolutely love Indianapolis. I think Indianapolis is awesome. That too has plenty of overtaking opportunities. It's like a long time ago I didn't like Laguna Seca, but as soon as I went to zero assists, I had a newfound respect for Laguna Seca because it is really quite hard and it is all about knowing where your braking zones are. And Laguna Seca is a very good track to learn your racecraft on in terms of your braking zones. So that track actually moved up my favourites list the moment I turned assists off, which is a bit weird because it's a complex track with lots of turns, therefore lots of braking. There you go. Anyway, I seem to be doing okay at this moment in time. I'm in 4th place. I am on lap 2. I am about on target to get first. There we go. Into second. 2 laps to go. 1 car to overtake. That's got to be good news. There we go. Block him off, so he has to go around the outside if he wants to overtake me. Ah, I get you now. In terms of tracks, Monaco has humbled me. Yeah, well, right. So the explanation on Monaco. So my view on Monaco is it shouldn't be in this game, because this game is all about starting at the back and overtaking to the front. Yeah, so you always start at the back, and you have to finish in first place. Right? That's not what Monaco is. Monaco is a track where race day for Grand Prix is the Saturday. It's all about who sets the fastest lap so that you can then start first and finish first. So I don't think that's necessarily that Monaco has humbled you. It's an impossible track to overtake on. And every race that you have on Monaco is all about having to overtake a number of cars. So, yeah, I wouldn't say it's humbled you. I would say that Monaco is unsuitable for this type of racing game. Controversial view. In fact, you know what, right? Everyone goes wow over Monaco. If it's a good job I'm not in charge of F1, because Monaco would be gone. It's like, can your cars overtake? No. Right, get rid of it. That's what I would do. You can't get rid of Monaco. It's where all the rich and famous are. Okay, there's there's reason number 2. Because obviously that means it's very expensive for fans to go there. There we go, another first. So, yeah, so Colleen says Melbourne is actually okay. Okay, and Slim says Monaco is fun until you try to do a time trial. Actually, to be fair, I would say Monaco is okay on the time trial because at least there are no cars to overtake. But Monaco is one of those tracks again. I actually would probably compare Monaco to something like Sebring, where when Sebring got into the game, there just were not enough occasions to race on it. So a track like Sebring, a track like Monaco is understanding where all the corners are, where all your braking zones are. That's the key. Probably more so on those 2 tracks than any other track in the game. And so if you don't have that opportunity to gain that experience, those tracks are very hard. But that's just my opinion on that. There we go. So we managed to get first again. So that was pretty awesome. So potentially put ourselves in a position to get 100% in this car, in this series on Monday. 27 gold for that series, and that would mean Pro AM going up, or Pro Amateur going up to 100%. That's not bad at all. What a good session. 2,718 gold. So I feel like I've missed. That's right, I have. I've missed 3 more series to do, and we've been racing for 1 hour 18 minutes. Is the stream actually still up? It is, good. Because this time, yesterday, it went down. Right, I'm going to do the weekly time trial first. I'm going to start with the Nissan, because apparently this is the best car. Slim says 2026, though, the F1 cars are getting smaller. Ooh. Let me guess, 2 inches. If it's 2 inches, not going to make a great deal of difference, is it? Right. Circuit of the Americas again. Good grief. It's popular tonight, this track. Now the question is, will I get a shadow? Have I got a shadow? I've got a shadow. Right. Oh, lost it. Yeah, I can't get on with what everyone considers to be the best car. Although, to be fair, it is lowest spec. We'll have a couple of goes, see how we do. Off track as well. I'm telling you, this car hasn't got the grip that the Valhalla concept has. Oh, good grief. Yeah, I'm honestly confused how that is the best car. Let's try again. Yeah, not a chance. No. No. Sorry. How is it the best car? There's no way the car's that good. just hasn't got, honestly, it hasn't got the grip of the Valhalla. I am really confused how people are setting such a good time with it. I mean, yeah, sure, look, I'll lose it there. And, nah. It might be the car for everybody else in this game, but it's not the car for me. Not a fan of that. Not a fan of that car. Now, I think this has happened before, where I've preferred a different car to everybody else in the game. But, I mean, you know, everybody has set the fastest time with the Nissan. But I do prefer the Aston Martin Valhalla concept. But everyone around me is setting a time with the Nissan. This is very confusing. Very confusing indeed. Right, let's do some racing with the Valhalla concept and see if we can improve the time, because I definitely wasn't doing it with the Nismo. And the thing is, I can brake really late and it holds the grip. Look, oh, do you know what it is? It's the braking in this car. Oops, daisy. Oops, daisy. Just a warm-up lap. I was just testing that out, but as the lap's gone. Now I might have just had a massive amount of penalties there. 27 penalties, 27 seconds of penalties. Well, something to improve on. Let's see what we can do. Oh, you're off again. So close. See, I'm just getting on with this car so much better. Weird, isn't it? Oh, off track. Shame. And off track again. Well, I don't think I'm 27 seconds behind my shadow this time. Only 15 seconds. Oh, Colleen said... Colin? Is it Colleen or Colin? Says, I lost $11,000 today trying to short interest rates. Oh dear. I play this game to stay away from the markets after a good or bad day. Yeah. Yeah, ouch. Ouch. Let's try that again. So 15 seconds behind my best time. Can I close the gap? I find myself a second behind my shadow again. Blimey, I must have set a good time. Oh, acceleration on just a little bit too early. Three. Okay, so any closer? 6 seconds behind my shadow. A little bit better there. Right, let's see if we can really home it in. I mean, to be fair, it doesn't matter if I don't improve. I always end up in Group C. It's very rare to me to get into Group B, and I'm not going to get into Group B if apparently the other car is the better car, which I find hard to believe. Damn, we're off as well. Oh. It's a shame we went off because we are actually right on our shadow's tail. And one of the areas I always got wrong was this next braking area, when to brake. And that wasn't when to brake. And again. So I was only 0.5 of a second behind, but I did get quite a few penalties there. 17 seconds of penalties, ouch. I don't think I've actually set a bona fide lap yet. TN Zone says, hi, I'm level 39 and am a beginner. Well, welcome along. Thank you for watching. Thank you for saying hello in the chat. Okay, so no going off track today, right? Oh dear. There we go. Off-road penalty. And again. Oh dear. Well, I'm not setting a faster time today, but I'm not overly bothered. But it's always worth giving it a go. And ram off again. And again. Do you know what? I think we'll can that lap. That's not any quicker. Right, let's see if we can actually put a lap together. Let's give it another go. Oh dear. Lost it. Did put the brakes on way too early. And then way too late. And again. Well, we might as well take this home, finish the lap. And that'll be the end of weekly time trial for this evening. No surprise, haven't gone any quicker. Oh dear. Oh. I'd say that's the worst I've been some time on a weekly time trial session. But never mind, these things happen. It's all a bit of fun at the end of the day. Right, okay, so that should mean the car needs servicing. There we go. No surprise I've not improved. I'm already in Group C. That's probably as good as I'm going to get, especially apparently it's not the best car. So that's how it is. Right, okay, so what have we got next? Well, we've still got quite a bit of racing to do, and we are 1.5 hours into the stream. So left we have the Aston Martin. I'm going to do that next because there's the opportunity of completing this series. And if I do, 40 gold. Okay, I'm not going to do tier 12 because that actually I will do. No, I won't. I'll leave this until the very end. I'm going to do from tier 16 all the way up to tier 20, and then I'll finish on tier 12. So first up, autocross. Now again, I've probably done this wrong, so I've just been racing with an Aston Martin that grips like you wouldn't believe, and now I've got the tank. Never mind. Oh dear, see what I mean? Oh, it might be a long day. It might be a long day with this car. This car might be back on Monday. Oh my word. And there's an example of going from a car that's got great grip to a car that hasn't. Okay, no problem. Let's try that again. Might take us a bit of time to get into the groove with this car. Oh no, come on. Really? Oh. I am going to struggle. I am going to struggle. That's twice. But at least I was quicker that time. But I'm still only fourth. So I don't think I'm going to get to 100% today. Because I'm struggling with this car. I am struggling. TN Zone says never give up. Indeed, that is correct. But I am struggling. I am struggling. Let's try that again. There we go. First. Blimey, that was hard work. That was hard work. But if I've got to do that on all the other events, I'm probably not going to get to 100% today. But we'll see how far we do get on. Right, next up, speed record at the National Circuit at Silverstone. Okay. 180 miles per hour. In fairness, I think the fastest part of the track is halfway around, so we'll just give it a go, I think. It's not here, it's the other side, so I kind of need to accelerate out of the corner very well. There we go. That wasn't too bad. I may go flying off track though. Let's have a look. 6, 5, 4, 3. Yes. Whoops. There we go. This is how easy it is to skid this car. There we go, that is another first. Another first. And that is, I think it was tier 16 completed. So that moves us on to tier 17. A head-to-head round Mount Panorama. It's a 1 lap special, as all head-to-heads should be. Let's go. I'm going to slow down because I'm going to overtake him on the corner. There you go. Maybe just to explain a bit more, I was going to overtake him on the inside on the corner. So I wanted that inside. I was happy to be behind him, knowing he would always go a little bit wide. There we go. The tank is back. Tank on ice skates. Oh dear. Okay, nevertheless, we are in the lead. 100 yards plus down the mountain, I guess. Go. Final corner. Another first. We're starting to get a handle on this car again. All right. Tier 18 It's a speed snap. Okay. Fingers crossed if we do this first time, that's not a lot of loss of durability. It's the line just after the corner. Right. This is all to do with how quick this car is at accelerating, which is not that quick. However, I do believe I got first there. There we go, 78 miles per hour. 6 miles per hour quicker than second. Did alright there. Fortunately, there were no human opponents, or copies of human opponents to beat. Got a bit lucky there. That is tier 18 completed. We might have a chance here, you know, of still completing this. I shouldn't have said that. Autocross, Mount Panorama. 51 seconds. Almost did that without skidding. Not to worry. There we go. 50 seconds. That's a first. Outside chance of getting this done, I'd say. Outside chance. Still got half durability left. Next up, head to head at Spa-Francorchamps. 1 lap, thank goodness, but it is a long lap. Right, again, I'm going to do something different because it's only 2 of us. This time I will take the inside. There's only 1 car. I want that inside corner. I've just about got it. Alright, we are away in the lead. Now this car is definitely not suited to the second half of this track, I would say. In fact, by the looks of it, it's not suited to the first half of the lap. Okay, still in the lead. There we go, that's my lead gone. He's right on my tail now. Here we go, second part of the lap, which, as I said, this car is not suited to. There's an example of that. Another example. Amazingly, I'm still in the lead, probably because he's driving the same car and having the same problems. So there we go. A win. Woo! Oh, it's put a right old dent in my durability though. Okay, so we've got one more race to do on tier 20 before we go back to tier 12. It's speed record. Oh, okay, so 217, good grief. I reckon what I've got to do is I reckon the fastest part is obviously after the start finish line, which is a problem. So I need to start way back behind the start line. 217 miles per hour. Now this is also going to play with the durability of the car. So be it. This is really just to make absolutely certain I get first. But I need a clean exit out of here. That'll do. Foot down. Sorry, finger down. 217, still got a long way to go. 11. Oh, I would have done it before the finish line, but it's always good to make absolutely certain, I'd say. That's what I've done by starting behind the start line. It will mean I'll use up a little bit more of that durability. So be it. Alright, there we go. That is the speed record completed. We are now very close to running out of durability. Now I think I've got one chance to do a speed snap and one chance for the Mount Panorama Cup. Come on. Let's just do it. Nowhere near. Oh. Yes, we are. So we have got first there. What's our durability like? I reckon it might be just in the red. There we go. But do you know what? We're going to give it a go. We're going to see how we do. We're just in the red. Possibility of winning? Not likely. But it is Mount Panorama. It's 4 laps. Let's give it a go. This is for 40 gold. Unlikely to get it. If not, it'll be back on Monday. But so close. That was a good attempt. Now, if only I'd have got the first speed snap done first time, but you know, that's how it is. That's how it is. Oh dear. I think I might have just messed that up. And I'm not one to restart during my streams, so we'll just have to persevere. Yeah, this is not looking good already. No. Shame. Cars are built like tanks, and they are as hard to overtake as a tank because they're so wide. Never mind. I can't see how I'm going to win from here. Okay, 13, not a disaster, but that's a lot of effort now in the final 3 laps. Problem when you ever try. Oh no, not gonna happen. Trying too hard. I'll be back on Monday with the car having double durability, so there might be 2 opportunities to complete that series. So I've only actually lost 1 series this evening, which is okay, that's fine. So 2,718 gold onto the final series for this evening, which is the Mazda exclusive series, the MX-5 brackets NA. It's at 43%, should be able to get this up to 50%, and I think I'm just going to go left to right, but avoiding the short races. So tier 4 head to head around the short Porsche test track. Now again, this is another car with a pretty low PR. So the problem I find with the low PR cars is they are more forgiving if you brake late, obviously, but if you go off track, they have a massive impact on slowing you down and then obviously trying to speed up afterwards. Because the acceleration on these cars, not the best. Nevertheless, I'm in the lead. .100 yards ahead of second. There we go. Victory. 45% I think that puts me up to. Tier 6 just have short races, so we'll move on to Tier 7. It's a speed record around the motorcycle course at Daytona. That's fine, we'll have a go at that. 130 something miles per hour. I'm going to have to do the same again, I think. I'm going to have to... Oh, good grief. It can't even turn around. Now I reckon it will have already in fairness, had reached its top speed before I hit the finish line, or rather the start line. But if you've got the opportunity to go a little bit further, in case it can go any quicker, might as well take it. So I'm sure it's about 131. Okay, maybe it was 137 then. Not cheating, I am just starting from way back behind the start line. There is literally nothing in the rules that says I can't do that, so I'm doing that. Come on. Oh, see what I mean? Look at this. I think I did it. There we go. So there's an example of having to do that because I didn't hit the top speed to take first place until after crossing the start line. Another example though of an older car with plenty of visibility behind the steering wheel and the cockpit view. There we go, first place, 338.76, and I only managed 137 when I did it the normal way, with the finish line being the end as opposed to it being the start line. So there you go, I did need to do that. I would have finished possibly 5th, maybe even 6th. Okay, so that puts us at 47%. We're coming up to 2 hours of racing, so it's perfect timing, getting to 50%. I probably will end the stream once I've done this one at 50%, but this series will also be back on Monday. So, Tier 9, head-to-head, national circuit at Circuit de Catalunya. Hopefully this will take me to 49%, and then I've just got one more race to do. Looks like we're racing against one of our team members. There we go, into first, relatively clean. almost no touching. Alright, so that's first. Should have taken us up to 49%. There we go. The only problem is with this car, we only get 4 gold for 50%. But hey, not to be sniffed at. We'll take it. There we go. Speed record at the Hill Circuit at Dubai. So this is for 50%. Potentially the last race for today. Okay, so on this track, the straight after this turn is the best part of getting the top speed. So let's see what we can do. No braking. Oh dear. Might damage the car there. But fortunately I did get first, but that was a bit clumsy. Didn't need to do that. I could have done that without hitting the barrier there, but there we go, we did that time. And that should mean 50%. And a call to the end of the stream. There we go. 2,722. Right, so that's all the series we're racing in today. So, won't be streaming over the weekend, but I will be back on Monday. And it will be sort of more of this, more racing in multiple series. We'll have another go at the multiplayer tournament. We'll potentially do the weekly time trial, although I don't think I can improve anymore, so we might just leave that. In terms of racing, then we'll have an additional go at the GT4 Race for Glory series. Don't think I'll hit 75%, but we'll move it closer. In addition, on the road collection side, the intention is to take the Pro AM or the Pro Amateur up to 100% by completing the Giulietta Jam. And on the exclusive side, We'll progress the Mazda to 75%, fingers crossed, and hopefully complete the Aston Martin Valour. Now, depending what happens on Monday, because technically speaking, I believe in the US, it's a Labour Day. So there is a small possibility of there being flash sales. There may not be. So we won't know until Monday. But if there are flash sales, we'll have a look at the flash sales and see if there's any cars to upgrade of use, etc. If not, we'll also take a look at what cars in the Pro Series we've got the opportunity of upgrading to complete the series. And you never know, there might be a car or two available to fully upgrade and open up exclusive series in. So plenty of racing to be had on Monday. It's helped by the fact there's very few cars to win in the game, so there's not a massive amount of opportunities to spend gold in terms of myself. Because there's just the 2 new cars in this release, and I've won one of them already. So might as well take some advantage of that fact and start completing some of the older series that I've got in the game. So as you can see there, even though I've literally raced in all the series, a number of them I haven't got to 100%. So in the Pro Series, we've got 4 series there that need completing, and another one there, so 5 in the Pro. And I do believe there are some cars as well in this area that have a exclusive series, or have an exclusive series. So yeah, plenty of racing to do still. Right, there we go. That's the end of racing for today. As I said, no streaming over the weekend. I will be back though on Monday. So if you have enjoyed this stream, would be very grateful if you give it a thumbs up or a like. And if you'd like to see more of this type of content, then if you watch on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel The Fifth Guardian. Or if you watch on Rumble, please follow the channel The Fifth Guardian. With that being said, I hope to see you all on Monday. I hope you all have a fabulous weekend. But until then, thank you and goodbye.